All right, Janet Sawatsky, welcome to Empower Network TV.
Thank you for having me.
So for those of you watching, Janet and I actually are residing in the same city. I'm just visiting Calgary and they live in Calgary, Alberta. So in the beautiful, beautiful foothills of the Rockies. It is stunning some days, eh?
Absolutely. It's a very beautiful city with really great people.
And when I asked you before we're on camera, I said, so what do you like to do? And you said a little sentence. You said, I love to, can you say it again? It's like you like to make things orderly or bring chaos to yeah.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, I do like to bring order to chaos. That's one of my strengths. I am a strategic problem solver. All of my life, I have been trying to figure out how to make things work better, so that we can all live the best life that we possibly can. So my background is in sociology, and I see things in systems. So, for example, I see business as a system that has lots of different parts and people, and it can be very complex sometimes, and sometimes all of those pieces aren't working well together. And so I really like to go into an organization or a business and figure out what exactly are the levers that we can pull and make some small changes to make things work better for everybody, so that the business can achieve the things that it wants to achieve, and that the business owner can be living their best life, or the organizational leader. um, I really like to try to help people enjoy their journey. We have businesses to support ourselves and to make changes in the world, but we also need to be taking care of ourselves and enjoying the journey. So that's what I really love doing.
There's a lot of business owners in this group that could use your help, I bet, because the average coach or business owner, they care about their thing, right? They want to coach or they want to sell that thing or serve that way. But systems is a whole nother thing. Like you as a kid, were you doing checklists as a kid? What were you doing as a kid?
Well, actually, as a kid, I really loved playing outside. I had a big imagination, so I was always on some adventure of some kind, and always with animals and playing outside, and always imagining we were going somewhere and we encountered challenges and we had to get to our destination. And so I guess maybe that's why I was drawn to strategic planning, because I just have a natural ability to think long term, and but yet make immediate changes so that you can get to where you want to go.
Sounds like you have a healthy imagination, like in a make-believe sense. So you do help business owners almost forecast and paint a picture of where you could go potentially, in addition to the the structure of getting there.
Yes, that's what I do exactly. I love to talk to the business owner or the leader and ask, what is it that you want to achieve? Because if you can actually talk about what you really want for yourself and for your business, what you want for the people that work with you, um, then we can map out a journey of how we're going to get there. Um, a lot of times we need to go back to the beginning and start talking about business foundations. So we develop values and review their vision and their mission. And then we talk about their goals and success measures. But sometimes we have to start with, what is it that you're really trying to achieve? You started this business because you're passionate about what you're doing and you're very skilled at it, but it doesn't always mean that you know exactly how to get to where you want to go. So I do a customized plan for people. Business owners are very busy and tired, and they're working a lot of hours typically. And so I like to make it really easy for people. I just ask the questions, and then I put together the plan for you, and then you can review it, and then so that you can communicate to your, other people working in your organization.
Well, I would suggest that a lot of people probably would say when they have the vision, they don't know how they're going to get there at all.
Exactly. Typically, business owners, entrepreneurs, were visionaries, and myself included. And so it's really nice when you can have somebody to listen to you and facilitate the process of how you might make things work better. It's very hard for you to see that when you're in it. And so I like to take a step back. I'm kind of an outsider, and I'm an observer, and so I can come in and facilitate the process for you. So basically, you just have to show up and answer the questions, and I will do the customized work for you.
Just show up, answer the questions, and I'll do the.
That's right.
Uh, Reminds me when I would go to McDonald's when, like, the 3 times my parents took me to McDonald's as a kid, it was about 3 times. And they had the playgrounds. It's like you just show up, there's food, and there's a playground. The parents can just go relax, and the kids just tear.
Yes, let's make it easy. I That's one of my values, is to simplify things. Let's take some complex information and maybe some stress points, and let's reduce that stress for you and make it easy, and let's just make things run better. And when you have a plan, it really helps take the guesswork out of things, and you can kind of go, wow, I have a plan. I can look at that every day. I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. I know with whom I'm going to do it with. And it really gives you that foundation to just breathe easy, and um, spend the time doing what you really want to be doing in your business and in your life.
Isn't that like a general rule of life? Isn't that like best practice just to do that?
Yeah, sometimes we get a little bit overwhelmed and we get too in it and we don't even realize, what day it is and where is our family and when have we, talked to our sister or our mother or whatever the case may be. And it's like, wow, the days of the week just go really quickly sometimes. And we have to take stock about what we're doing and why.
Okay, now talking about what we're doing and why. Now you love animals, right?
I do.
So what does that look like? Is that a whole nother side of your life that, yeah?
It it is, yeah. I grew up in the country, and I was very privileged to have lots of family who had animals on farms, and we kind of lived on and off a farm at points in my life. And I'm a huge animal lover. I love all animals. Particularly dogs and horses are my favorite. I like cats and fish, and you name it. I love wildlife. And so in my spare time, I have a 5-year-old daughter, and my husband and I love to go to the country, and we love to go walking through the forest. And there's so much that we can learn from nature and all the wildlife and the birds and the flora and fauna. I'm really enjoying teaching my daughter about birds and nature and how we're all part of a bigger system of life and how things work together, and how it's really our responsibility to take care of nature, because it impacts all of us.
When you're in the forest, are you still thinking about adventures and possibilities? Do you do that still? Yeah.
I do, absolutely. You know what? I actually find that when you step away from your work, and you go walking and you just relax and you clear your mind and you just, hang out in the trees and you're observing nature and you're being in the moment. Sometimes I get the best ideas. That's really where sometimes things come together, and it's like, oh my goodness, I gotta put that on my phone. But yeah, no, that's definitely the case for me. Sometimes we overthink things, we get too in it, and it's really nice to step away and take that time and breathe and just enjoy yourself for a few moments.
So clients, and what does it look like when you're working with clients? This is all one-on-one work. Do you have group programs you're doing, or
Yeah, I actually work on one-on-one with business owners. Usually there's one or two owners, and so I do that customized work with them. If they wanted to do the work with a team, we can certainly do that. I am very skilled in group facilitation and decision making. So I have led very large organizations with their executive team to come to decisions about their strategic planning and their values, their vision and their mission, their goals, their success measures, developing those plans so they can move forward. So I can do very large organizations. I can do not-for-profit organizations, and those ones typically are more team oriented. So that's group facilitation. Whereas when I work with small businesses, sometimes the business owner really just needs to talk one-on-one. They want to talk about confidential information. They want to share things that maybe they don't want to share with their team, and that's totally fine. Sometimes they're really overwhelmed and struggling a bit with burnout. And so I try to create a space that's really safe for them so that they can really talk about where they're trying to take their business and how things are really going on in the business and with themselves as well.
Awesome. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Janet, this is nice to have a strategist, a detailed strategist with a creative mind in the group. I love it. Are there
Thank you very much.
any tips or tools you have for people just starting out? So they're not at, 5 figures a month where they could benefit from hiring right now, but they need some help and they don't know what's tripping them up. Do you have anything that is you have or that's coming up, or what do you suggest?
Yeah, definitely. So make sure that you have your business foundations in place. So if you haven't declared your values and your vision and your mission for your business, I would suggest I would do that first. And then think about where you want to go in 2024. And then, write these things down, because if you write things down, you're more likely to achieve them. And you're not going to be able to do it all on your own. When you are doing it all on your own, just breathe easy and have the confidence to know that being an entrepreneur and a business owner, it is a hard road. And you might have to do everything at the yourself at the beginning, but things will get easier, and know yourself and know your strengths. And even if you start thinking about, if I could hire a virtual assistant for maybe 1 hour a week or 5 hours a month, even if you started with something like that, it can really take the pressure off you. And then typically, a virtual assistant or an executive assistant or someone like a business manager, they can really come in and help you. And you can keep them on contract. Like, there are a lot of people out there right now contracting. It's a really good job and they need the work and you need the help. So sometimes you can get people who are maybe even starting out on their own as a virtual assistant. You might get them at a lower rate than you would someone who's much more established. And, there are lots of ways to get help, your family and friends. There's internships, there's students who need experience. There are lots of opportunities for you to reach out and get the help that you need.
Well, awesome. That's great. I love that you're here, and thanks for being in Empower Network TV. And we need to get you on a networking event. We run first date networking events, and you need to meet like 12 to 16 other people. They're a lot of fun. If you're interested, I can tag you where you can book that. We have a couple coming up, one tomorrow, I think, and one Friday. So yeah,
Great, I would love that. And if anybody needs help with business plans, I can put my contact. Uh,
yes,
I'm not sure where we do that.
yeah, in the Facebook group. So I'll tag you in this interview after. Put any links you
Okay.
got right in the comments. That's what it's for. Yeah,
Okay, great.
awesome. Okay, well, we'll end the broadcast here. Thanks, Janet.
Thanks for having me.